India, South Africa against England, and lastly West Indies against New Zealand. So, how have you been, Avish?
It's been good, and you?
I'm okay. It's great to finally start some exciting series. It's been a while after IPL, so let's get down to it now. So, what are your thoughts on the first one we'll go with is India and Australia?
Look, I think everybody is quite excited that we finally getting some international cricket on the circuit. It's been a really long time, and Australia and India. I mean, we spoke about this a couple of months ago, and this series is going to be huge. The media attention is going to be huge for the series. If you look at both squads, two very strong lineups. India going in with quite a large squad this time around because of the pandemic, so they can obviously add a few extra players. So there seems to be a lot of depth now. But getting back to the home team, Australia, I think they got a lot to prove. I think the Australians a lot to prove in the series because last time, they were missing two key players. Okay, albeit with Bancroft, you were missing Steve Smith, who he was a captain at one time for Australia, and then David Warner up the order. The explosive opener, and he's a guy that can change any game on his own. And Bangle up the orders for the Aussies, but players Smith and Warner, their Aussies are really going to be welcoming back them. It more into their side, and in fact, it adds a lot of strength to their team. Those two players. If I look at the records in cricket, like 51 centuries, between them, just in test matches alone, and then let alone one day is. Warner is a little bit more centuries than Smith because he obviously bats up the order. But I mean, what an interesting explosive player he can be on his day, and I saw his form in the IPL. His form was actually quite good towards the end, So, Warner in Australia on those pitches, he's a different beast against any attack. And Steve Smith has been so he's been so prolific for so long for Australia in especially in test matches and obviously one days. But in Australia, I think he scored like in the past 3 seasons or so, he scored like about let's leave that season that he was obviously banned because of that match fixing scandal. But prior to that, he racked up a lot of runs, and experts were looking at him and they were comparing him to Bradman, the best batsman since Bradman in the Australian lineup. And he's a prolific run scorer, especially at home. So Australia has a lot to prove in this series, especially at home. They're going to be much more. I would say, I would say all throughout the series. I mean, definitely, you obviously a bit of in terms of, but I think in ODIs and Test matches, you'd probably go in with your best lineup. So I see the Aussies being first time around. I really see them being a formidable lineup this time around, as opposed to last time where India were much stronger because they were obviously a side that was really by the events that took place earlier that year. So they look a much settled lineup.
Yeah, but tell me something will be their key players for the one-day series for the ODIs.
Finch and Warner, get the game rolling up the order. They obviously want a quick start. Australians obviously pride themselves in quick off the blocks. So I think Warner and Finch are going to be two key players for them up the order. Just set the tone for the game. And that middle order, I think a guy like Stoinis, going to be quite. He's going to be really important in the limited overs setup, because I mean he can bat and bowl, and I think there's expectation on him this time around, because he's obviously a little bit experienced in the setup now. One of the more experienced players, so they'll be expecting a lot from him. Maxwell is, Maxwell, you never know what you're going to get from Maxwell. Down the order. I mean, sometimes he's a bit of a frustrating player. It's a bit of hit and miss, but when he can be dangerous. And then number 7, you got Alex, the wicketkeeper batsman. I've been quite impressed with him in Australian colours. I mean, he never plays for Australia. He just sees something. And I know the last innings that he played for the Aussies, he scored a century against England. So from a batting front, those are going to be key players. From the bowling front, I think, obviously Stark, if he's fit, Cummins going to play a big role for the Aussies. And Zampa as well, the leggy with his variety, he has a little bit of variety, and he's overs in the middle of the inning as well, to restrict wickets as well, Yeah, I would say those are going to be the key players, Aussies, and you can't write off Smith as well, Steve Smith, all the experience. I would say those players probably are going to be key for Australia if Australia are to win this ODI series.
Yeah, and what about India? I think you're forgetting about poor India here.
Yeah, I mean, to the Indian side now, there's when you look at that Indian side, there's quality, I think KR, Kohli, Dhawan up the order, those key men for them. Rohit Sharma is going to be playing the first couple of fixtures. I think he's obviously had injury now, so he probably would play as well. So, those are key players, Sharma, KL. I'm not sure if KL will open with Rohit and Kohli. I mean, the run machine. They're going to be the key players for the Indian team with a bat. And then coming to the bowling, you can't look past, and such an unorthodox bowler gives the best problems. Limited overs is such a leg.
Yes. And then you've got Chahal, he's also very effective. Then you got Kuldeep. Then you got Shami. I mean, generally the Indian bowling is very sharp. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Saying that.
Looking at this, there's guys there with experience. I can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying that we mustn't forget about Chahal and Kuldeep. They'll also be very effective, but they spin and bounce.
I look at Pandya as well. Pandya is a key player.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. Okay, but then if we're going to make a prediction on the ODI series alone, I think India are going to take a 2-1. I have that feeling. They're going to be, I think,
obviously with Chahal, he gets that extra bounce. Those revolutions, and so that leggy. He's very hard to pick as well. From mystery to a lot of batsmen. The way he delivers the ball, with those revolutions as well, and he gives extra bounce as well, which surprises batsmen. Those two spinners are obviously going to be key for India. I mean, look at their fast bowling armory as well. You've got Bumrah, got Shami as well. Shami can do a job with Bumrah, and then looking around us, a guy like Pandya. I think down the order, a lot is going to be expected of him. To get those quick runs towards the end. So if you look at both these squads are looking very evenly matched. It's so difficult to call. When you look at both these squads, very very strong lineups, and as I say, India are going with such a big squad this time around. I'm not sure on the fitness of Bhuvi Kumar because he missed a lot of games in the IPL. So
I don't think he'll be playing.
I'm not sure if he's going to. Yeah, I doubt it. He'll be. A guy like Sani, who played for RCB in the IPL, Navdeep Sani, I think he'd be relishing a chance. And I wouldn't be surprised if the selectors give him a go in either the ODIs or the T20s, because I think there's going to be a little bit of experimenting in the T20s. So we'll see how it goes. You got two exciting squads that are.
But before we
are going at each other.
Yeah, but before we get into the T20s, why don't you just make a quick prediction for the ODI? Like, who do you think is going to top the ODIs?
Hello?
Hello? No, I was asking you, before we go into the T20s, what's your prediction for the ODIs? I think India are going to take a 2-1. Oh, can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Oh. Can you hear me, Avish?
Hello?
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Can you hear you now?
Yeah, I was saying that before we go into the T20s, what's your prediction? I'm thinking India will take a 2-1.
Prediction for the one day is, look, as I say, it's going to be a quite evenly matched series because, you've got match winners on both sides. In both squads, you've got proven matches. I'm going to edge this one to Australia 2-1 to take the ODI series.
Okay,
I think the Aussies will probably be very confident this time around with the lineup that they do have.
Okay.
And you have them to edge this 1-2-1.
Okay, so let's get into the T20s. This is the
especially playing at home.
T20s. Yeah. Let's go into the T20s. This is their squad here for Australia. So you can just tell me your key players looking at this T20 squad.
Look, the key, very similar to the AI squad. There's a few key players there as well. As I said, Finch as well. As captain, he'll want to lead from the front again. Maxwell. I'm not sure. T20s, you'd probably want to put Maxwell up the order. You'd probably want to utilize him a little bit more. I see a bit of experimenting in the T20s, to be honest with you. From Aussies. Probably want to play a guy like Josh Philippe, play in the IPL for RCB. So they probably him again. And in terms of India, a guy like Pant, they probably want to put him there in the T20.
All right. Let me just open up their T20 squad. Let me just open up their. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes. Okay.
I see a lot. I would say a lot of experimenting. Mayank as well. I mean, mine can do a job in T20s. But I would like, as the World Cup is in a year's time, I would like to see a bit of the T20 side.
Yeah.
ODI, because ODI you play your best team results because the duration of the game. But
Yeah.
in T20s, I wouldn't mind a bit of an experimenting because it's anybody's
Yeah.
guess at the moment who Australia and India play in their T20s. I would think it's going to be a long tour.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, it's going to be a long tour. So a bit of experimenting in the. I see a bit of experimenting in the T20
Yes. Yeah, and I think Navdeep Saini will definitely play in the T20s, if not the ODIs.
Yeah, even a guy like Washington, I wouldn't. I'd surprise if he isn't given a game, especially in the T20s.
Yes.
Of course. He's a quality T20 bowler, But Ravi Jadeja, we didn't speak much about him. He's a quality limited as well. But looking at India, they've got so many options, especially the spin department. Because you've got Ashwin as well. Ashwin bowled quite well towards the IPL. So, he's knocking on the door as well for selection. So there's going to be quite a few selection dilemmas here for India as to who they're going to play, who they're going to leave out,
Okay, and lastly, your prediction here for this T20s. This time you can go first to give your prediction.
Get your prediction for the ODI with Australia
and
India.
I did. I did. I said India 2-1.
India 2-1. Okay. Look, India's a little bit more open. I know Australia in over the past couple of years, they haven't had so much of focus on T20 cricket, especially in their T20 squads and so forth. There've been a lot of experimenting. So I wouldn't be surprised if India take this T20 series, to be honest with you.
Okay. I know the last time they did a T20 series in Australia, it was tied 1-0, but India could have won that T20 series if it wasn't for the rain. I think the rain denied India the last time when India went Australia for the T20. I remember that. I was a bit upset about that, but yeah, I think you're right. I think if India don't take the ODI series, they'll definitely take the T20 series. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say India would probably target that T20 series. I'd put them as slight favorites, because I think Australia, as I was saying, they will probably give a few players a bit of a breather, because especially key players, because they want them fresh for the the main event, which is obviously the Test series, in this tour. So the Test series is obviously going to be the main attraction we know of in this tour. So and we know how important that is going to be for Australians, more than anything else. Playing at home, playing in front of your crowds again. I for a fact that they're going to be hurt after the last time out, against India, and they'll still have those memories.
Yeah.
And I think Lange and the management team would probably want to put that this time around. I see Australia resting a few key players for the T20 series. Going full tilt in the Test matches again.
So you think
I would say India. I would say
maybe.
India 2-1.
Yeah. Okay,
2-1 in
I
the
agree
T20.
with you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
best of 3, 2-1.
Okay, so I think for the Test series we can leave that for another discussion, because the Test series is only in December, if that's okay with you, and then we can get to the England and South Africa right now, if that's cool with you. Oh. Oh. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Can hear you now. Can hear you clear.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go into the England versus South Africa. This is the South African squad here for the ODI series. So, who do you think will be the main ones?
Up the order. He's going to be crucial. Bavuma, I've been so impressed with him when he's been batting with the Kuni up the order. He's been close, so that would be my opening pair. And then Faf, put him at number 3. I don't experimenting from the Proteas in this lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Risa gets a chance in this year, and Yanama, he so well in against Australia earlier this year, so a chance in the squad in the limited overs, especially. Miller, it'd be good to see Miller in free flow. It's a shame that he didn't get a chance to get a hit out against his and playing for his franchise in the IPL. Rajasthan at all, so he was a bit disappointed to be in the sidelines. Look, it's a new journey for this Proteas team. They're building towards the World Cup. You've just gone to one of my favorite players there as well, Rassie van der Dusen. I expect him to be a big player in this team, in this series, and going forward as well. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options for tiers here if you look at it. You got that's played well at franchise level. So I expect him to get a chance, and he obviously he can keep wicket as well. There is quite a few options here for the Proteas. As I say, it's difficult to gauge on being the final 11 for that series, but to me the key players are going to be Rassie, Miller, Faf, de Kock, in the batting, and then in the bowling. Been so sensational in the IPL, and I expect him to keep them in the T20s and the guys as well. Nokia has really impressed me, playing for Delhi in the IPL as well. Partnering with KG, he's been awesome with the ball, opening the innings. And then you have players, Ngidi. We all know Ngidi. Sometimes he go for a couple of runs, but he can't take wickets. He's a wicket taker, and on his day, he can take wickets. So I wouldn't be surprised if you just give him a go. Let him attack, but also expect wickets. But I see Ngidi obviously having a big say as well in the T20 series. And then you got Shamsi, which is obviously he's become the
T20. Yeah, sorry, I thought I was confusing the ODI as T20. Yeah, the ODI, the T20 the first. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess with not being around anymore, what we all know what a super bowler Tahir was for the Proteas, and he's got to take the responsibility as a key spinner. But I would like a guy like Keshav to also be given a game, at least to see that. I would like him to get a game, if not in the T20s, but in the ODI series. Give Keshav a hit out there, Let him the bowl his left armers, and he can do it. He can do a job for the Proteas in the middle of.
Okay, so who are your key players there for the English T20 squad? Okay, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me, Avish? Yeah, you see, this is the English T20 squad. What are your thoughts here?
I said, can you hear me?
Yeah. I just wanted to know who are your key players looking at this English T20 squad.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Avish?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I can hear
who
you
are
now.
your key? Who are your key players for this squad here?
Yeah, looking at this England team. Yeah, looking at this England. I mean, there's so many as well, and
Yes.
England's obviously put a lot of effort into playing aggressive cricket in the past couple of years, in limited overs especially, and a guy like Besto up the order. We all know explosive he can be, and then the captain. He gonna have a series if England are to win. You've got Rock, you've got Archer. Those are quite a strong England team, judging by what I've seen so far. And then Jason as well. He can be explosive. He can take the game away. The Proteas obviously got to be very wary. This is a quality team.
And your prediction for the T20 series?
You've got two good sides in this series going at each other. And I expect a very close series as well.
Yeah. And your prediction? Yeah, what's your prediction on the T20 series?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, what's your prediction on the T20 series? Okay.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now? Yeah, I was asking you, what's your prediction on the T20 series?
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me
My
now?
prediction would be 1-2-1.
Okay.
As I say, it's going to be a very, home ground advantage and so forth. In series, so De Kock's been in form. I expect him to have a big say in this series. So the Proteas take the series 2-1, the T20s.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel England might pinch it, but either way, it could go either way. I'll play devil's advocate and say England will take a 2-1.
The way, let's not write off England here. Looking at both these squads, you'd probably say the England squad has more experience, but
Yeah.
I just heard about the other day, uh, being interviewed by one of them, and he said the Proteas are going to play brave cricket. So, there's a chance for them to start playing, showing what they did. It was a very high score. So, I think from a spectator's point of view, you'd want to see that sort of again, where it's going to be high scoring. There's going to be lots of runs. I expect that because you've got two lineups that counts. It really doesn't matter who bats first. It's the most important thing is to get a good total on the board, and I think the range of 180 200 that would be a target. A win that would be a winning total.
Yeah.
In a way, it gives your bowlers a lot more comfort, especially when they're defending a score. 150, 160 is a bit of an iffy score. It can go either way, but I think that's the sort of score you got to target in T20 internationals between 180 and 200. Gives your bowlers a bit to attack.
Okay, but tell me something. Looking at the one-dayers now, if you're looking at the one-day squad for South Africa, would you say the key players are pretty much the same like they were in the T20s? Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? Okay. All right, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
Son?
Yeah. I wanted to know for the key players for the one-dayers now, for others, would you say it's the same here for South Africa after the T20s? Would you say the key players are pretty much the same going into the 50 overs? Oh. Okay, can you hear me?
Hi, Sid.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Hi, I can hear you.
All right, I was asking, what's your key play for South Africa for the 50 overs?
Hi, can you just repeat that?
Okay, I said, who are your key players for the South Africa 50 overs?
It's going to be the experience again that comes to the core. De Kock, Du Plessis, Miller is going to be key. A young man. I've been really impressed with this youngster in the last series that he played against Australia. And a guy like Heinrichsen at number 4, he's going to be crucial for the Proteas in the ODI series. From the bowling, Ngidi, Rabada, and Nokia are going to be crucial guys and for the Proteas. From an attacking point of view, wicket taking. If they have a big series, then the Proteas would obviously come on top. I think with De Kock, de Kock's got this unbelievable record. Whenever he scores a century, the Proteas end up winning. So if de Kock has a big series once, it just gives the entire team such a lift, and can go and attack from the word go. It sends good vibe down the batting order, and you can almost get the sense that the Proteas are going to make over 300 when de Kock scores a century. So those are going to be the key men for the Proteas.
Okay, and who are your key players for the England 50 overs?
The two guys up the order, Bairstow and Roy, to bowl to, especially in the power play. So you want to take those wickets. You want to get those wickets early, because if you don't, they can make you pay. Morgan's going to be a key player for them in a month, and then Butler, at number 7. What a top finisher he's been for England for such a long time now. You must get the sense if those players are going to score big, then England are going to substantial totals that are going to be challenging the Proteas. And then from a bowling front, you've got the likes of Tom Curran, if he obviously going to get a game, and then Archer, Archer is going to be leading the attack here, England. He's going to be such a crucial bowler for them. My guess is who's going to partner new ball, but I almost got this feeling that Archer will take the new ball for England, and please.
Okay, and your prediction?
Between these two squads, if you look at the batting, the bowling, I mean, they complement each other. But I would just put the Proteas. You sneak this 1-2-1. The ODI series. Okay. So mine is the Proteas to win the T20 and the ODI series.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and go the opposite
that's my prediction
to you. Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite, but I don't mind being wrong on this one, on both sides.
And I'll give you that opportunity.
Oh yeah. Okay, so on the final one, we'll look at the Windies and New Zealand. Yes, and they're playing the T20s.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because
it could happen that England could win one of the series.
England does an upset in the ODIs, but just with home ground advantage, hungry this time around, and I'm just giving them the slightest of edges here. 2-1 T20s and ODI series to take it 2-1.
All right, that's all right. And now let's get into the last one. That's New Zealand against New West Indies. So what are your thoughts basically on this series? For the T20 series, actually, because they are playing the T20s first.
I said,
hi. I was asking you about the New Zealand and West Indies in terms of your thought of the T20s. Like, what do you think of the New Zealand T20 squad?
There's a lot of new faces in this T20 squad when I see it. But a guy like with the ball be crucial, and then it's good to see that Guptill has already the black cap, so he play up the order, and I would expect a guy like Monroe as well. Colin Monroe to part the order. This New Zealand squad, you've got Satner, you've got Neesham. To me, those are key players because they have experience in this setup, and they've been around there for a while. But the Windies, they're such an exciting T20 side as well, and you can just go to their squad as well, because I'd be very interested to see which sort of players that they might. So I expect I expect in the IPL as well
Okay.
for MI.
Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't actually hear. Who are your key players there for the West Indies?
Hello, Sid.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Look at Windy squad here. Firepower. I see firepower. A guy like Hitmaya, he's going to play a crucial role for them. Pollard, I've just spoken about Polly. Such an and I expect him to have a big series. And then with the ball, you've got Cottle. I saw him play a couple of games for Kings 11 in the IPL, and then he just disappeared after that. But if you can just scroll, I just want to have a look at the rest of the squad here. Andre Fletcher is an experienced player, so he's going to be crucial as well. Up the order. If you can just scroll that squad for me.
Okay. All right, let's go up. Okay. Okay, is that fine? Is that fine? Is that fine?
Yeah, if you can just scroll it up a bit for me.
Okay,
I'd just like to have a look at the other key players.
All right. I think there's also O'Shane Thomas who could be quite good.
Yeah, I mean, O'Shane Thomas is going to be crucial, and Holder, if he can get it, because I mean, I've been with him lately. He's all-round skills, so I wouldn't think they keep a guy like Holder out of the action. So those are going to be crucial players.
Maybe he's injured.
Guys like Hitmaya. There's one of my favorite players, Nicholas Puran as well. So Puran, Himaya, these youngsters, they're adding a lot of firepower to this Windies lineup. And then Kimo Paul with the ball as well, very skilly bowler. Expect him to have a say in the series. But I think a lot of reliance is obviously going to be on the batsmen here for the Windies. And they want to get those big totals on the board so their bowlers can get in the game. Or if they do manage to restrict New Zealand with the ball, they'd want to chase those totals down. So to me, New Zealand are obviously the Windies especially will be focusing a lot. They want those big totals, either batting first. They want to put substantial totals on the board, or if they're going to be chasing, the grounds in New Zealand are quite small of them, so you do get totals. You do get those exciting games. It's going to go down to the wire, and I expect this series to go down to the wire as well. If there's going to be a Super Bowl in one of those games, but yeah, it's in a very very exciting series because you've got two quality limited overs here in New Zealand and the West Indies.
Okay, my prediction will be that New Zealand will.
The Windies are very very dangerous in the format. So as a winning one.
Yeah, I feel that New Zealand are going to pip this one 2-1, but I might be wrong. I have a feeling. And you? What's your prediction on this one? Okay, hold on a second.
Hello, sir. Yeah, my prediction for the T20 series. Looking at the squads, looking at both these squads, and I look at the firepower in the batting app especially. And you've got Maya, you've got Puran. To me, I would put Windies as favourites to win T20 series. And my prediction would be 2-1 towards the Windies. Yeah.
I'm going to tip it basically because of consistency. I think New Zealand's consistency will take them over the line. But it's anyone's game, so I don't really mind. They're both sides that I don't really mind. So it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's as I said, it's a series that it's probably going to go to the wire because you've got two evenly matched sides going at each other. So yeah, just by the way the Windies players have a lot of experience in T20. I think they've played much more T20 cricket than some of these Black Caps players. Although they're quite dangerous as well on the. I just give them the edge that in this T20 series by 2. Yeah, the Windies to win.
Okay. All in all, it should be an exciting fixed 3 international. Overall, I mean to say, all the fixture that we've spoken about should be all exciting to watch. I know it'll be all hard to catch up on the live side, so that's why we have catch up everything. So that'll be cool. So on that note, thanks so much for your time,
it's going to be a day of cricket. This week, Friday the 27th, I think every fan around the world, obviously, every fan around the world is just waiting for Friday to come. It just couldn't come any sooner. It's going to be a couple of cricket, and I just can't going on to see these games once it's done.
Yeah, man. Um, Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
Okay, thanks for your time, son. We'll chat soon.
Sure, man. Sure.